Hello, everyone. We are now recording our next current reads. So I figured this would be a fun time to update since the last one, see which ones I've changed, which ones I'm still currently reading, and then I can give you my thoughts so far on the ones I'm currently reading. I'm actually like reading, and then I'll show you the new ones. So I'm going to start with the current reads. So, or the ones that we're still currently reading. We're still currently reading the Native American, there we go, Native American Stories and Legends. This one is kind of one that I've just been kind of studying. So every time it's kind of a little bit, kind of a lesson within the story, trying to figure out like which one is it like an animal or if we're talking about different things. I know I am starting the Opechi, the Robin Redbreast. So it's starting the discussion of Native American and their beliefs with the robin. I think I finished from the beaver. So currently on that and kind of moving through the animal tales, which is like the next section after the origin. I'm kind of like looking at it. And then it goes into heroes, and then love, and then the end. So, still kind of working through that. This one will probably be more of a long-term book. So, will probably appear a lot more on these current reads if, like, I have any other changes. Another one that I'm currently reading is Heir of Fire. Whoop, right here. As I said, I do have a lot of different books I'm reading. So I'm still reading The Heir of Fire. I have gotten actually into meeting the character Rowan. And I was telling my sister, because she was the one who recommended me to read the Throne of Glass series. I was telling her, I'm like, I read a little bit more of Heir of Fire, which I was like, I actually was like, started reading it because I was starting to feel kind of sick to my stomach. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to lay in bed and read. So I was like, I'm going to read a bit more. And then I came across Rowan and I was like, sign me up. Sign me up for this man. Yes, I will totally be Team Rowan. Can I be Team Rowan? Because I already like him. I just like that he's like a little bit cold and, a little bit dark. But it's interesting to see that now that, where I'm at, the other characters are not being impacted. So I want to say, let me look on my ebook or ebook, my Kindle, and I'll see how far I've gotten. I know it's not too far, but I'm only 12%. I'm on chapter 9 right now, but I still think this is pretty fun. It's also nice after having like a little bit of a light read. If I want something more fantasy, I can just jump into this. And so I'm still thinking that this will be a good series. Um, just because, I have enjoyed it thoroughly so far. And with the Native American book, this one I think has been a good storyteller because there are some of these legends like I mentioned in the first time I talked about this book when I was currently reading it was that there were some legends that I had heard of that I was either grown up and I had heard of these legends or I learned through different other like cartoons and stuff. But now I'm getting across stories that I hadn't heard of, but it makes a lot of sense with some of the legends. So that's interesting. But I have two new current reads. The first one is the Haikyuu Volume 12. The last time I did this, I was on Volume 10. Well, I finished 10 and 11 because it was the training arc. It was my favorite. It's like when they go to the training camp and they work with Fukurodani and Nekoma and Karasuno is like becoming better and you see them all like strengthening over time and becoming a team. But you also see that Tsukishima, you see his backstory of why he doesn't want to be like too involved. but starts to kind of get a little bit of a nudge thanks to Yamaguchi and Bokuto. So I still love it so far. It's still just like the anime, which is so funny because there are some parts in this, like the when they were talking about the barbecue and they like weren't supposed to know about the barbecue, but then they got word of it to do practices and they're doing like barbecue, barbecue, barbecue. Like I could hear what the anime voices in my head, which was hilarious. I snorted at one point because I was like, "Oh my god, I can hear this in my head right now." So, I am definitely continuing this. And the next book I am currently reading that is brand new is this one, which is An Irish Country Christmas by Patrick Taylor. My sister got this for me last year, and I figured, well, now I'm getting into the Christmas spirit, the Christmas season. This was a good book to start reading. And so far, I've been kind of getting the story of the main character coming in as a doctor. Right now, he's kind of like in this small town in Ireland that's very like, it kind of reminds me of more like a small town, and you're kind of going through the motions to see like what all is going on. That's what I've gotten to so far. I haven't gotten very far in this. I literally like just started this over the weekend. So I'm only like 21 pages in, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting so far with this. And I figured, it's a Christmas, I have the Christmas mood going on, so I might as well. And who knows? I'll be like going home for Thanksgiving. I may start an audiobook while I'm driving, just to kind of break up the sounds. I may start at one. So you may see another one on the next one. But so far, I finished my sister's book on surviving the narcissist, which for you guys to know, this is how much stuff I highlighted highlighted and marked. And then my little area in the beginning to kind of show what all this stuff meant. So I did that. But then after this, I read, which is like right behind me. Let me grab it. This, which is Love Theoretically by Ellie Hazelwood. I love the Love Hypothesis. It's actually on my shelf right beside me. But this time I actually went through the Love Theoretically, which is the first time I read it, and marked it. Marked my favorite places. Because this story was getting me in the feels, and I don't know if this is because I am currently applying for PhDs, and I'm getting into the like PhD spirit, and I don't know if it's that, if it's just because I'm like a science person who gets my heart, or that he was like taking care of her with her diabetes and finding ways to like take care of her along the way because that's what he wanted to do, even though he acted like it was the appearance of not liking her. And I love a good rivals to lovers, like academic rivals to lovers. That's another trope that I love so much. So this one was on automatic 5 stars as well. And the reason it has been marked is because it will stay on my shelf. And I kind of had the thought now is to, as I'm like reading my other books, if I come across like, okay, now I kind of want to go back and reread a different book, then I have a lot of books on my shelf that's like right under me. And going back and highlighting my favorite parts. Because I know a few of these books on my shelf that I could go back right now and probably point to you to some favorite parts. But because I haven't marked them, I don't really remember exactly where they are in the book. So I'm falling out of my chair, but I may end up doing that too. So that is the end of our shelf talk. A little bit of a current reads, some past reads, and then what I am thinking about with the books that I am keeping. So if you guys have enjoyed this, Comment down below your which of the books are like your favorite that I'm reading right now. And also like what are you reading right now? Are you reading like a romance? Are you reading a self-help? Are you reading like a historical fiction? Let me know down below. Maybe I can find some new books to put on my never-ending TBR. And maybe you found some to put on your never-ending TBR. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!